Today I want to show you some tips and tricks for renaming joints in Autodesk Maya. So first I'm going to just throw together a little skeleton here. Go to skeleton, create joints. So I'm only doing half of the body here so that I can show you one of the tricks that I use, which is how to rename it when you're mirroring them. So first, let's look at these joints. So the first thing you can do to name a joint is just double click on it and name it. So this could be the global root joint. I don't know. Or like this one is the cog joint. And sometimes you can do an abbreviation there to make it easier. You don't need to have full words, right, on the suffixes. So now if I want to rename multiple joints at the same time, one thing I can do is over here on the top right of Maya, you have this little tab with these boxes, these prompt boxes. You can change this to rename and grab a couple joints. Let's see, this, and we'll call these spine joint. And it tried, but it doesn't always work. So here we got spine joint. I'm just gonna rename this 01. Sometimes I'll just double click on it, copy, paste, and then click in there to so I'll just copy, paste, and change the number. So I actually use a script to rename things like this. So let me show you this. If I have an arm, for example, you can grab all three of these joints, click on my naming script, call this like left arm hashtag joint, and it renames them in order. And I'll show you how I set up this script, but first a couple more things. So if I grab my arm, say I want to have an IK and an FK chain as well, then I can duplicate that. I just hit Control D to duplicate it. So this, I want this to be my IK chain. So I'm going to modify, search and replace names. And I'll just take the L underscore and replace that with L underscore IK underscore. You got to give it something to look for. And so if you add these underscores in what you're searching for, then you might save yourself a little bit of headache in case the object starts with an L, right? So get the L underscore, turn it to LIK underscore, and apply. You can actually set this to hierarchy as well. So look, apply, and it did that one and the one that's under it. That's if you have hierarchy selected. All right, so now let's delete this one. I'm gonna duplicate this one and show you. This is what I usually do, is then I'll have like IK and replace it with FK and hierarchy, apply. There, we renamed that. You still have to go in afterwards and delete these little numbers because it adds numbers to it, because it's I duplicated an object, so it iterates through the numbers. So you still have to go back through and clean that up. Another thing you can do is add prefixes to an object. So let's do this again with the leg. So say I had my leg and I just called it leg, right? And I want to add a prefix to this later. Then I can go to modify prefix hierarchy names, and I'm going to add left. and it adds that to the whole hierarchy. So now if I want to mirror this object, say, and get the stuff on the right, so now when I mirror these joint chains across, I can mess with the names in the mirror options. So here you want to make sure that the joint that you're going to mirror is parented under something that's on the center line. So I wouldn't mirror this one, or else it's going to pop to the other side of this joint. So I'm going to take the clavicle joint, just name it. If you're only naming one joint, it's just as easy just to double click on it and type it in. But if you're going to edit multiple joints at the same time, then you can do all these other tricks, right? But I'm going to grab my left clavicle and go to skeleton mirror joints. And I already have mine set up like this, but I set to, you look here, this manipulator, it's showing that X is pointing to the left, like left, right is the X axis. So I need to mirror across the YZ, which is what the line that's facing me. And then I'm going to search for L underscore and replace it with R underscore. And usually when I mirror joints, I have it set to behavior and not orientation. That way, if I try to rotate them up or down, whatever, they'll behave the same way. So I'm going to hit apply, and you can see it replaced all of the L's with R's perfectly. So there's that. So it gave me all of those, the IK, FK chains and everything, because those are all underneath this clavicle joint. So anyway, that was really nice. Everything's already named for me. All right, now I'm gonna try to explain this little script here that I have. And I actually used ChatGPT to help with this. It's a really simple little script though. So I'll try to create a new one here for you. So let's just say, write me a Python script for Autodesk Maya that does the following. It is a renamer script that when I run it, it opens up a text prompt box for me to type in a name. Then the script looks at my selected objects and renames them all that name and iterates through numbers starting with 1. I want to be able to add hashtags to the script, which will be replaced with these iterated numbers. If I have 3 objects selected, for example, and I type in arm underscore hashtag underscore joint, it will name them arm1 joint, arm2 joint, arm3 joint. But if I have more than one hashtag, it will add zeros in front as padding. So 3 hashtags would become 001. The pop-up window should have 3 buttons. Button 1 is called rename, and it runs the rename function and then closes the window. Button 2 is called apply, and it runs the rename function and then leaves the window open. Button 2 also leaves what I wrote in the text box. Button 3 is called cancel and closes the window. Okay, I'm gonna submit this and see what it gives us. Okay, I'm gonna copy this, copy code, go back to Maya, and let's just create a new script. So in the script editor, which was this little button in the corner, go down here to the bottom and see these tabs. There's the Mel and Python tabs. Find a Python tab and either create a new one with this plus button, Python, or just grab everything that's in here. So you can click in here, hit Control A and delete. And now it's just blank. Now I can paste what I just copied from ChatGPT. And for now, I'm just gonna take this and make a button. So save, if I click in here and hit Control A, just to make sure I have everything. File, save script to shelf, and make sure you're on the right shelf. So I have this on my custom shelf. It's just gonna create another one right here. Let's call this ABC. I don't know. You can call it whatever you want. Call it name or something. Rename. But I'm just calling this so we can see what it is when it pops up. Okay, this ABC. So now I'm going to close the script editor and just grab some joints and hit. It didn't work. No module named PyQt. So I've got this error. And we got to go back to ChatGPT now and tell it that. So we have an error. I'll just paste in the error. Copy that. Go back in here. Right click on it, edit. In here, click Control A, delete everything, paste it, and close it. No module named Shivoken. Let's have it do it all with Maya.cmds and no other libraries. Can you write this script only using Maya? Okay, let's try that. Copy this. Go back here. Edit. Control A. And close. Try this again. Oh, okay, it gave me the pop-up. All right, so let's just call this like, pretend like this is the arm that I was gonna rename. Call it left underscore awesome hashtag joint. Okay. One more thing I need to fix is that it's not giving me zeros, it's turning them all into ones. But other than that, it seems to be working. I have a Python script for Autodesk Maya that I would like you to fix. Right now, the padding on the hashtags is broken. I want hashtag to become 01. Right now it is 11. This is script. And then just paste it below and see how it does. Copy that, go back in here, delete it, paste it, close this, grab some joints, give me my little script again. Let's call this left. Great. Hashtag joint. There. Okay. So what this is doing, okay, to sum up, and I can, here, I will share this script. I'll just leave it up on screen if you really want to copy it. Otherwise, what I just did, all you have to, that's how you mess with ChatGPT. And something like this, that's a simple little renamer script would be a good first practice. But you just have to tell it the errors and yeah, have it create a couple different versions of it until you get exactly what you're looking for. So here, now I can use this rename script to rename multiple objects at the same time. The reason why I had a button that doesn't make this go away is because what if I wanted to name this, then I could do IK, right? Without doing all the replace name stuff. I just change this to an F, hit apply, right? And I can iterate through everything like that. It's super easy. So if I really want to replace these all, like all the greats, I could go into modify, search and replace names, and change great back to arm. There. Now we're back where we were. And maybe change all the zeros to 0. There. So those are some tricks. You've got just naming them. If there's a single joint that you want to name, just click on it and name it. If you've got things that you want to do multiple, this script is the best option that I've found. This little thing is broken a lot, so I end up, if I'm trying to use something like that, then I end up just like copying, go to the next one, paste, and change the number, right? Paste, change the number, which doesn't take a lot of time, but it's more fun just to rename them in a batch like this. So anyway, let's go look at the script, the final script for you. So this is the full script that ChatGPT helped me make, and feel free to copy this or go to ChatGPT yourself and write yourself a little script. So there's a few tips and tricks for renaming your joints in Maya. I hope that helps. If you want to come ask specific questions and get specific help on animation or rigging or anything related to that, you can come hang out in the Animation Help Discord server by Goguen, and I'll have a link to that in the description. So come hang out, happy animating, and let's go make some awesome stuff. Bye.